In this episode, we set up a new industrial facility to deal with some of our shortages in our central distribution facility. Stay tuned! Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. In the last episode, we started to actually run some services from our new central distribution facility, and I think it's a great step in the right direction for us. I'm pausing the game over here because what I want to do is I want to just have a little bit of a look at what we're doing over here and maybe make a few small changes. So what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to address kind of supply shortages, maybe once and for all, or at least have a system in which we can jump into action more quickly if we do experience supply shortages. With our distribution now from a central point, if we do find that we've got less than ideal situation with regards to food or clothing or anything like that, see if clothing is dropping a little bit over here. Actually, we should be able to have a look at these things and see that, happiness took a bit of a nosedive. What is that? Satiated. So who had food? Yeah, so that was a dip in food, but now it seems to be have been corrected. Clothing has not had that dip. What's the white one? Health has had a dip. So there's been a fair bit of dips in the kind of last year, which we seem to have sorted out. Let's look at last month and see. It doesn't look like we've had anything. What I wouldn't mind is if we had the ability to select one of these. Ooh, we can select one of these. Oh, actually, we can look at one of them. So if clothing has actually gone up. Sports is fine. Culture is kind of stable. I would have liked us to be able to scale this a little bit differently so that we can, in fact, see if we've got a problem. This is alcohol addiction, so we want that to be low. Government loyalty is not great, and now my understanding is in the next update, monuments will play a much bigger role. Health has been pretty good over the last month, and then food is probably running up at about the 100%, to be honest, or just under. And then happiness it's all pretty stable over the last month, but I still want to be able to address that a little bit more. So what I thought is this area, instead of just doing the one, we actually have a good opportunity given our proximity to the railway line. If we do a bit of a rail access point in here, we can do a few facilities. And some of the facilities is one, clothing, of course, as we've decided we need. Let's quickly go back to our central distribution facility and see what we need. So electronics, pretty good. I don't think we need to address that in any more. We don't need to address that just yet. Clothing, certainly we need to address. We don't have enough surplus. And I think the rule of thumb should be that we need at least like 25%, if not 50%, of this stored up in the facility, in these facilities. So alcohol, I think, is pretty good. That's not quite 50, but that's up at the 25% mark. That's good. I'm quite comfortable with that. Food is at the 20% mark, and actually 20% of both. So it's 20% of 1,600 tons, which I think is okay, but I would like that to be a little bit more comfortable. We're not distributing meat from here just yet, so the fact that this is high is still okay. Probably need to do some more with meat. Plastics is doing awesome, and we still have a facility that we can switch on that's not operating at this point in time, so we're exporting plastics at the moment. Mechanical components is not great, but I think this might be due to our transport of these mechanical components to this facility, so we'll have a look at that. We could probably improve that a little bit. Electronic components is not quite as comfortable as I would like it to be. Probably at least another 10% should go in here. That's probably at least another 10%. This is good. I'm quite happy with this. 40% is a lot. We'll see if we start creating more clothing. We'll see if we probably need to do more fabrics. And then the last one is chemicals. Chemicals is not good. Chemicals, and I don't quite know where the chemicals are. But anyway, it is problematic if we don't have chemicals over here. So clothing, chemicals, and food is some big ticket items that we need to resolve. So over here in Ultimagrad, we've got a lot of workers available, and we're probably going to expand our workers a little bit more in this location that can supply some good industrial use over here. So we've got clothing, we need chemicals, and I would like some more food facilities, potentially even two clothing, maybe even two of each to be honest. So let's make a start. I think what I'm going to do as the very start, I might leave this facility here. I might move it around. To be honest, I think we may get rid of just all of this and just redo this. Since we haven't started a lot of work on this just yet, let's redo this whole thing. I think this whole thing can be much better, and we can maybe do a central bus stop that feeds all of it, to be honest, and some central rail stations where we have the ability to have vehicles parked while others pass, something like that. A more holistic facility is probably what I'm after in this general location. So let's get rid of these, and yes, we'll probably have to get rid of some of those. Let's just get rid of all of this. Okay, these clear quite easily. I think I have done that. I've got rid of that. Let's clear around there. Nice. We'll clear out this. We'll get rid of these guys. Yeah, good. Yeah. So anyway, that's probably more appropriate. We'll have a look. I'll have to do a little better than this over here. So let's get into this tool and let's just get rid of these connections that I've made. And we'll do something a little better. Autosave. Stop. There's a few other things. I've had a bit of a look at our ore area and Port of Chaos, and it actually works. It's just not a high capacity solution. That's the only problem with it. It's not a high capacity solution. I'm going to get rid of that as well. Okay, so the things that we're after is, let's start by having a look at what we could do with regards to rail. Now, I'm quite comfortable to tie off a rail connection on this side, and the question would also be, do we bring a rail connection into the site, or do we just do a single one way? If we're doing a one way, we may in fact need a bit of a loop. So if we're doing that, I might actually do a tie off over here. Ooh, that actually almost works. Can we go? I actually might do something like that, which is probably not ideal. Alternatively, if I'm willing to tunnel, I'm not sure tunnel's the right. I don't think tunnel is the right call to kind of have a loop under here, but it will potentially make the whole thing work a little bit better. But I'm not sure a tunnel will actually work here because we don't really have the depth. So if I wanted to say, let's tunnel. Oh, and it's probably not even. I think we can do a curved tunnel, to be honest. If I wanted to do, say, something like that, I could potentially do a curved tunnel. Let's have a quick look. I do like these. Yeah. So we can do it, but it doesn't really. We don't unless we're willing to redo a lot of this. I'm not sure the tunnel is an appropriate one. We could probably do a bridge instead. Let's quickly have a look at what something like that could potentially look like. So we would be able to... Yeah, we could do that. Okay, so let's see if we're then saying that we will come out of here. So if we do something like this, right, and then we do a little something like that, well, let's tighten it up as much as possible because we're going to need other facilities in here also. So let's do something like that and see if this can actually work, but I'm not convinced that this arrangement is in fact appropriate. problem is if we do it here. Okay, so let's hypothetically see if we can we drop it? No, that's the lowest it can go. Now, can we? My goodness, we would be able to do something like that. Now, I can obviously clean that up a little bit, and that would allow us to have a train come in, feed it from the other side. So we can make this a fair bit smaller, actually, run it a little closer to there, bring it up, lift it over, join them together. And that means actually a very clear-cut operation over here. I'm not too opposed to this, really. This does look fairly convincing to me. So let's... actually, I didn't want to do that. But anyway, let's get rid of some of this and see if we can't bring this a little closer. So I wouldn't mind us then running something like that. Even a little closer still. And then we probably need to bring it off like that to be able to do this. Now, let's have a look at this. Actually, it's this one. So, come on. We would like to go up to... and get it up to the straight mark. And we go across. It's probably not quite high enough to go across. Let's just see what's our height looking like. It's actually should be pretty close. Maybe just one more. If we bring that in just a little bit more like that, and we started from over here, that should smooth it out a little bit. And now, if we run, come on, it was so close. I think the last time around. Shall we try? I think that's about right. I wonder, can we? Is there anything we can do here to make this work? I thought it was pretty good actually. Now, can we just run straight across? Doesn't even seem to want to do that. It was working just a minute ago. From this way. It seems to want to work somewhere over here. It's a little tight. Maybe I'll bring it back. Yeah, apologies if this is if not what exactly what you're after in terms of an episode, but I do love my infrastructure projects. It really does. The flexibility of infrastructure projects in this game it really excites me, to be honest. It really does excite me. So we're not quite getting to deal with it the way we would like to get to deal with it. We could also, of course, run from the other side, right? That's not actually. We do that. It doesn't want to. Can we? Let's have a look. Can we span this? This is the big span, right? So can we potentially span this one? No. I want it up in the air, guys. So if without necessarily snapping, let's do that. Can I span it? It should really be able to span 58 meters. It should be able to span across. So is it not high enough? Oh, it's not high enough. When you do it high enough, it does in fact span. So is that the issue? Is that not it's just not high enough? Oh, it might be a little low. Let's try it again. Just want to have another look here. Go about as high as we can get it. So if that is about right. Oh, yeah. That 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 was about right. It actually worked. Ah. Look at this. Look at this. I am liking it. So that actually means that we can go back there and run it. Oh, well, run it down from there instead. Something like this potentially. That's a massive span on a curve. I'm not sure that is that realistic, but man, I'm liking it. It's not bad. It's not bad. And now what we can do is we can just tie this one in. Here we go. And if we get rid of that, now we can bring them together over here. I am thinking that that's not bad. That's not bad. So now, bit of a one-way arrangement over here. So get that down. We'll need some signaling over here. I don't believe we can signal on here. Maybe we can. Can I signal? Oh, I can signal over there. So that's okay. So that helps us a little bit with the signaling. So now that means that's a one-way loop. Means on this side, we're going to have to just basically loop it back in. But that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, so from there, let's quickly run our straight arrangement through here. Now, we could, you know what? What we could do is we could bring this back pretty close to about here and then bring it in a little bit just to make sure that we maximize our room. So I'd rather than, that's not what I had in mind. Let's trim that back and start the work from over here. So if we bring it pretty close to over there, and we bring it pretty close to over there, there we go. So now we'll leave a fair bit of room. Now the issue that we have is we can run it pretty straight. Well, let's run it straight on this very location here. So now that maximizes our room. Actually, this works really nice because that means we can just run it absolutely straight, and then what we'll do is we'll start tying, bringing this back. So now we would like you to be able to run something like this, and something like that. And now the question is, do we do this one? I almost think we do it that way around. So let's clear out this. We'll bring this one in. So we've got a 2-lane arrangement. So something like that, so that they kind of don't affect one another. But what we'll need to make sure is that they can, in fact, get to the section they want to get to at the end here. So let's do that. Let's get this in place. Okay, just so we lock that one off. And I think that works. Now, just we need to make sure, well, do we instead rather do it over here? That we, and then we effectively chain them up here. And then we just need to make sure that we're maximizing our usage on this side. Okay, now, what we need to do is we need to make very sure that we're, in fact, we do this. I'm not opposed to that. We'll tie that in there. That's quite an easy one. That allows you the loop around. What we'll also need to just do is make sure that we've got a bit of a... thinking that arrangement, that gives us one train in here. And then we need to have some chains in this location. That's awesome. That means we put some exiting semaphores over here. Block signals. That's the one. The block signals are on the outsides of this. That's awesome. We could, of course, do a bit of a block signal over here. We definitely need a bit of a block signal over there. And a block signal like so. That helps us. That gives us a full terrain length. This might be a little short. So, yeah, I think that's okay. Probably about as good as we're going to get it. What I'd also do is I'll put a block signal in there. So just to make sure. And another one in here. So we've got multiple terrain storage locations in there. Just the one on that side, though. And now what we can do is now we can build some facilities. So what are we after? And the other thing I'm also thinking about is maybe okay. So let's start off with the facilities that we need. So modded factories. I would like modded factories, right? And we would like clothing. Clothing is one of the first ones we would like to do here. Where is it? Clothing. That's the one. Now, if we excuse me. So if we do this, right? And I'm happy we've moved it because we need a little bit of room over here. So if we do clothing, and let's start at about as far away as would make sense, right? If we do something like this and get it pretty close to the road there. Well, I'm also thinking the other thing we can do is we could turn it around a little bit. Well, let's turn it around a bit. So if we do that, it's only 2 on these sides. So actually, this would work. So let's see if this would work. So if we turn it like this and get it pretty close to the road there. Okay, so let's not connect anything here, and we'll do another one right here, say. That gives us 2 massive clothing factories. Now we will need storage over here, so let's grab our big storage facility. I think this is the only one that's really going to be sensible, is this one, which is a pretty good one. Ooh, it's just not going to work. It's a little close. It's a little close because what I would like to do is have this connection over there. We could put it in here, but I wouldn't mind the bypass. The bypass would be more useful, I think. That's why I'm glad I've kind of got that. So if we change its direction so that the road connections does in fact go the other way, I really need it in here. So maybe we need to move things a little bit. Now, the question is, do we have enough room? Okay, let's move on. What's the next factory that we're after? The next one that we're after is chemicals, right? A huge chemical plant. Or what is the other standard? Yeah, I think this chemical plant is better. What does this actually do? What is the difference? That one produces 5 tons. This is 2.7 tons. But I think this one is a more realistic one. And it's going to look very nice in this general location. So maybe multiple. Well, the problem with chemicals is we also need some other stuff to be delivered here. I'm almost tempted to bring this road back a little bit to make room for this longer term facility over here. Okay, then let's do that first before we get too far ahead of the game. We'll definitely need to move these 2. I think that rail is about as close to where we're going to get it, so we won't be able to make any further movements on that. So let's actually do that. Let's clean things up over here a little bit. So let's go around here. can't delete it because there's a bus or something running down there. So let's trim this one back. Let's trim that one back. Okay, as soon as that one goes, we'll still be able to run it that way around. So it's not the end of the world. Now, can we now move it back in? Yes, beautiful. So now, with that, getting that bus out of the way, can we please move the bus a little quicker? Come on, I think as soon as it gets through there, we can delete that entire section. Okay, there we go. So let's okay, so let's run this a fair bit further away. If we do that, and then we tie it in from over here, yeah, I'm comfortable. Oh, we probably didn't have to do that. That's okay. So we'll make a little bit of room here, putting that back a little bit more, and we'll go ahead and run this like so, tie that in through there, and tie that in up there. Yeah, I like it. That's okay. I like that. That's not bad. So let's go ahead, pay for those sections through there. Get that all built up. That's awesome. Now we're going to have a little bit more room in this general area. I like it. I like it. Okay, now, with that in mind, now we can come back and redo our facility. So we were like a food factory. We'd like, well, let's start with clothing. Clothing is really what we're after as the starting point. So we do multiple food fabricating clothing facilities. So, and if we wanted to make, anyway, let's give ourselves a little bit. So now we've got a little bit more room. So we can, in fact, maybe do something over here. So we'll maybe do a singular access point for this whole factory facility. So let's do one over there. And if we're going to do the same methodology, what we can do is we try and get them pretty close together, actually. Let's do this. So we'll get them very close together there. And we'll get ourselves the storage option, which is this one. And we'll have to make sure that yep, that's fine. That gives us a little bit of room. Excellent. So that's fine. So now we've got that facility. So we'll bring in fabrics over here, and then we'll we'll bring in fabrics. The other option is using one of these other ones, and then we can do a multi-station stop location. Is that a better option? Well, let's do the rest of it, and then we'll sort this out. But now there's a bit more room over here. So now with that in mind, now the next one that we're looking after is, let's go back to the factories. Next piece that we're after is chemicals. Now let's do a couple of chemical facilities. Now this one, we need to be a bit more cautious with regards to what's being dropped off over here. And I do wonder, no, I don't think we'll be able to, we may have to play around with this a little bit. But if we do something like this, we may get a better outcome. If we do that, that should give us everything we need. Now, the final one I want to put in here is a food factory, and we don't need substantial. Food factories actually offering a pretty nice little area over here. So if we do, now the problem with the food factory though is we don't have substantial amount of space. We'll have to, well, if we're only doing the single food factory, if we just bring it in really close by, no, this one needs to be a little bit spaced. So if we just get the food factory really up close over here, yeah, something like that, for instance. There we go. So now we've got a number of factories in this general location. And what we need to do is make sure that we've got multiple multiple places for drop off. So what we could do is we could in fact do a station over here. So if we go platform, cargo station, all right. So we've got multiple options here. That's the big one. This is a slightly smaller one. This is like the 4. We could quite comfortably do the 4 because they're quite lengthy, right? We'll have to do it this way around, which is okay if we can find a road connection that will work here. I do wonder about... It's really not the angle that I'm... Can I? Okay, no. Can we? Let's just zoom in. I really want this to be as close to that as possible, and I also want it to be parallel. This thing just isn't parallel, is it? If we do, I think if we get that last one to clear, we should be able to. It just doesn't want it, does it? Okay, if we do it over here, okay, I believe that could work. And then, I'll get rid of that one. If we do it again, let's get rid of that one. Close that off. What I'll do here. We'll sort that out. We'll redo that section. I think that's going to be fine if we redo that section. Now let's do another one. Again, the 4 I think is about appropriate. But we'll need to make sure we can in fact tie this back. Something like this actually would be... Come on. Okay, if we... I'm just going to try and flatten as much as we can, and then we try and bring it a little closer. Little by little, we bring it a little closer. That's not quite where I want it. Let's get rid of it one more time and bring it in again. So we're maximizing, really maximizing our infrastructure over here. Bring it in a little closer, a little closer, a little closer. Yeah, that's about right. And I would like to bring it a little closer over here still. Okay, if we do something like this. Now, we'll have to... I always... Look, I just love overkill on these things. So let's redo that section, and we'll also redo this section. We just run the entire one again. That should work quite nicely, and put it up above. That's awesome. Now we've redone that. Now, the issue here is we'll really need to bring this one out to all of this. And then what we'll do is we'll bring that one out over here with a crossover on this side. I think that's going to be appropriate. And the question is, well, we'll keep the bypass. We'll keep the bypass. Get rid of the that signal. So let's see about... Now, can we... Almost doesn't want to work that way. It's not quite what I'm after here. No semaphores. That's not what I'm after. That's a little extreme. Okay, so shall we So we just try and tie them in as best we can. So up to about there, and then we'll tie it in over here. I think that is about right. On almost worked. Not that one, that one. I'm not opposed to that, so that's okay. That's going to work. Now the question is, how do we in fact do it from here? So from this side, I wouldn't mind running. That doesn't want to work. Is the incline? The incline just feels a little too steep. Can we? Oh, there we go. Let's try and do that. No, not quite, not quite. If we do this, this should be workable. We should be able to put some semaphores in there, and then what we'll do is we'll run this guy back out this way. Now the only concern I have, I think it'll work, to get these all to work is just about tying them in. Oh, beautiful. Come on, tie it in. Let's see, can we? I don't think that's connected. I honestly don't think that's connected. If we bring that one back in, can we please get that connected? It's just a little uncomfortable, isn't it? We can get it in there. It's not quite the perfect little setup that I'm after, but it's not bad. It's not bad. Now, the question here. We'll have another look at this. Now, we need to also tie in this one. This crossing is not allowed. Actually, we don't necessarily. We can basically flip them in. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to cross this one over this way. If they just want to run through. Yeah, I think that's good. So let's do. Well, the thing is, right? Yeah, anyway, what I'm trying to do is just maximize the efficiency of the operation. So what we could do is, could we in fact tie this one in from that side instead? I think we can if we get rid of this. I think we should be able to. Oh my, that's not good. That is not good. I've lost this. This thing I've lost. Oh, crap. Okay, now, trying that again. Now I've messed it up. I have messed it up, I think. If we do this instead, and see if we can't tie these guys in. That, I've messed it up. I've messed this up. Retry. That's not cool. If we, yeah, see, that's not great. That's not great. That's not great. Crap. Now I've messed that up. To do that, that feels a little bit more natural. Come on. Just doesn't want to get it out of there, does it? Oh, crap. What the hell? Need to... I've really messed it up. That was not great. Now, trying to... That's not too bad. Let's bring that back and try it again. And we can. Now. And we... Oh, yeah. Okay. That's okay. That's okay because we'll have some signals and we can have a train then stopped in here. Yes, beautiful. So what I'm after now is I actually want to close this off. Right? I want to run that one out through there. So what'll happen now, if there's still someone on here... No, it'll cross over that way. Yeah, that's okay. That's fine. Now, from over here... I actually want to do a bit of a crossover. Actually, no. This is just... Yeah, that's fine. That's going to... see. This is probably not... What? Yeah, well, let's do... Anyway, that's the queuing space to go in there. That's just the turnaround then. This one... Well, what we could do now is we could run... Ooh, I don't want to do that. What we could do now is we could run... this one back in here at some point. And then... I'm going to trim that back. And we'll actually run this out that way. What? There we go. How is that incline too steep? It frustrates me that we're struggling with inclines where everything is actually already here. What is going on with our incline situation here? There's really very little of an incline to be dealing with, right? There we go. Maybe that'll fix it. There we go. That fixed it. Okay, now we just want to make sure that they're all back. By the time it gets there. So that's it. Now look at that. So there's a bit of a cross over there. Now, what we'll need to just make sure we do is do a couple of storage facilities. Now let's get the storage facilities. My goodness, we spent a lot of time on this. I love it. Oh, I so enjoy it. So a storage facility, we want pretty small storage facilities. So something like this. So what are we after? For food, we would like crops to be stored. So this will be good if we do the food stuff in this way. Is there something that's even thinner and smaller? Actually, this one right here for the food could work quite well. So what are we looking at? That's probably about not quite as big as we would like. Can we... This is the real big one, right? We're not gonna get... We could get this to work. Okay, so let's get that one. Problem on this side is going to be the oil and stuff. So we're not really going to be able to make the oil work in this location. But you know what? If we are able to make this guy But we're definitely going to have an issue with our road connection on this one. We may have to go without a road connection on one of these guys. So what is being delivered over here? For chemicals, we want actually crops. It could, yeah, but we're not going to get them all connected without having an issue. But that's kind of what I'm after, because that'll actually work running in through there. We move it just a tad this way. Yeah, anyway, that's what we'll do with that one in there. And then we'll do probably one more. Oh, crap. We'll have to. Yeah, we could turn it around. Actually, if we turn this one around, we may be able to get a couple of bridges. Well, one bridge should then be able to sort us out. Yeah, I'm going to turn that one around. Okay, let's do this. Let's turn this one around. Give me the big guy. We'll turn it around and hopefully that'll work. Now, what we won't have over here is the oil and stuff, which we'll have to bring in. Oh, yes, I want to turn it around. My bad. Come on, can't stop. Not too much of a spin. Then, if we do that... it would potentially require a couple of bridges, really. I want to bring it in here as close as possible. Ooh, that's quite a connection. This actually, I'm loving that. Let's go with this one. Come on. There we go. And now, I just need to make sure we quickly sort out all of our connections, just to make sure we've got all the connections working. So we need one connection like so. We need one connection like so. We need one connection over here. I believe that's fine. We've got these connections. And now the only other thing we need is potentially a couple of road bridges through this section. And what we'll do is we'll do like a very rural like bridge kind of setup. So if we do... can we cross? Oh, I love it. I love it. It's not quite what I'm after. What's going on with that? Is that... Can I potentially drop that a little lower? Let's try it one more time, because we will need that connection. We'll need to make sure... we could probably do it. If we do that, does that cross? No, that doesn't cross. So we'll need to make sure that so if we do it over there, we should be able to connect directly at the bridge location. And probably, is that? Oh yeah, and we want to make sure that that is as short as possible. Now let's quickly see. Ooh, I'm not sure that's going to work. It's so close. Will this one work? Oh, that one will work. This just won't work. I really want that to work. It just feels so right to me to do this. I just feel like it works if you do that. I won't be able to get... this is so close. Nothing else will actually work in this location. What we could do is we could try and build up a little bit. I'm not sure this will... Yeah, see this? It just doesn't... It's just not enough. It's just not enough. What we could do is let's try a little bit over here. I do love setting up these things, and even if it takes ages, it's just... Yeah, it just doesn't want to give us... It's just a little close. It's just a little close. Let's get that connection. Yeah, we have to use this one. That one is the only one that's going to give us the room. Can we... see if that works. I think that could work. May in fact work. It works over here. That'll work over that way. Ooh, this one. I'm hoping this one works. Is that on the wrong side? Oh, crap. That'll work. Now, that means we can't potentially get this to work if we're a little closer that way. We'll only do the one bridge. Let's see. Can we? Oh man. Oh man. A little closer and that'll work. Okay. Let's do that. I'm gonna do that. We should be able to get that to work. So we'll get it from the other side. Yeah. That's the plan. So we'll only do the one bridge then. That I'm loving that. I'm loving that. Let's okay, let's get rid of this. That means we'll get rid of that guy. That's fine. Stop the game. And now, another one of these factories. Ooh, you know what? I'll probably need to get rid of a little section of this. Even all the way over there. That's going to be fine. Gives us a little bit more room over here too. So now, storage facilities, modded storage facilities. This guy. Presumably. Yeah, I don't think that's really gonna work. That might work. We can get them pretty close together, but then we'll be losing that connectivity really. We'll need to, in my mind, slot it in over here and get it to work somehow. If we do this, can that work? Can this work? So the real moment of truth is this one, which I believe is too... Oh, actually, this could work. Come on. Yeah, that works. That works. Awesome. That works. That works. We'll get that connected. And now, the only other problem that we have is this. If we run... It's just a little close. I think I'm going to move that a little closer. I do love getting the setup just right, don't I? I do love it. I hope you guys are enjoying me trying to get this facility just right. This is the fun part for me. Going back to this storage facility. Just getting it in here. As close as possible over there. This should work. This should work. Let's go in here, go there, and get the connections in. Believe this should work. So that should work. That should work. Maybe. I think that'll work then. This one could connect Yeah, there we go. Now, road. Excellent. There we go. Now we've got a single bridge over here. And even that's not quite necessary. We could have just run it down here. Yeah, maybe that's actually what we rather want to do. Now I've spent all that time with the bridge. But even that could be the appropriate way of dealing with it. So no bridge required whatsoever. And then we'll just run. Yeah, absolutely. No need to build a bridge if we don't need it, honestly. So now we'll just have these connect together. Something like that. Ooh. So if we do this and we run that out, I'm not sure. Oh, that actually works. There we go. That is it. That is it. It actually works really nicely like this. And we'll run this one in like so. And then we'll tie all of these up together. Now, what we need to do is make sure we've got a pretty awesome connection over here. So let's get our fence system set up. As close to this as possible. There we go. So fence in there. Now, bus stop at some point. Let's just make sure that does in fact connect. Now it doesn't want to. It was showing it was connecting. Actually, we need to do that. This is a building. Okay, now the connection is working. Now we need roads to be connected over here. So in order for us to run a nice little area, so let's get one road like so. That's connected. We'll move this up over here. Get it to move a little further away from stuff. We'll tie these in best we can. We won't do that. Let's just tie this in like that. That's going to be appropriate, I think. Now, I wouldn't mind a little bus stop in there. I think that's about the middle point. So let's get the bus stop over here. Now, what I'm after is a pretty sizable bus stop. So if we just do the standard bus platform, that's too big. That's not going to fit in here. If we do modded station platform stations, what do we have over here that makes sense? It's a little bigger than the usual stuff. If we do the medium one, yeah, that's not going to work. The small, the extra small, it still wants it to do this funky little turnaround. Now, we can do it pretty close to that side. That might be a little smaller than I would like. Can we just do... Problem is with this at length one, it would in fact work, wouldn't it? Just need to make sure there's a little bit of room there. Oh my. Squeeze it in here. You could actually squeeze the bus stop in there. Let's just see. Is that... Ooh, I'm not gonna... Because what I would... Oof, if I can, I would like to run... yeah, I'm not sure that's gonna work anyway. Not sure that's gonna work. But that's not a bad option. That's not a bad option. So then if we do... I don't want to get it... Let's spin it around this way. Get it as close to possible like that. A little bit more this way. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's see if that works. This was the small one, right? 230 passengers available. But we don't ever need passengers sat in there. So let's just see about getting the rest of this. Close that out. Do a little bit of this. Tie that in. It's actually quite an interesting little maneuver. There we go. I like that. That's fine. That's fine. Now we can do some work there. This will all work out well, I think. We'll need to make sure that we tie the bus stop in properly over here. And then what we'll need to do is run... we'll need to run this one around here. So that we'll actually be able to do that. We'll get a little bit of extra room over there. Let's go ahead and commission all of this. So that'll work. What we will need to do is provide ourselves some pathways. I was thinking something like this. I was thinking something like that. So these guys can get the maximum out of the distance here. Will this one tie in over here? No, we can't be able to do that. Do something like this. Do something like that. And then, ooh, this one. Yeah, I think that's almost better. So let's do that. Tie those in. That's working. I think that gives everybody a good connection. Now the only thing, we just need to make sure that this guy is in fact also tying up. Doesn't want to, they'll just come in over there. That's going to be unfortunate. That's going to be the only one. And I think all of those should be able to reach quite comfortably. So there's a little bit of section there. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. Now, with that in mind, yeah, we won't necessarily see all of that working. Let's quickly get the rest of this sorted out. Commission that, and we also need our fence. Once we put our fence. Now the question is, do we always do the concrete barriers or do we do the fence? I think concrete barriers, it just makes a little bit more sense. Do like that. I do like that. That's awesome. Running it like so, it's pretty good. And over here, something like this. I think. Oh, something like that in place. That won't be a constructible. Something like that. Something like this. I do like running lots and lots of walls. It just makes sense to me that they have a proper security. Against the road there. Ooh, yeah, that's good. I like that. Down there, and then it will right out like that. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that because the sections of this won't be constructible as is. Now, this is the new thing. Now, the question is, how do we get this built? I think... Do we want to build it ourselves? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and build the access points at least so that we can get everything under construction at the same time. So let's get the roads all kind of sorted out here so the things actually go and get constructed. probably do the same with the rail, to be honest. It's because we're not in the best shape to be building rail connections over here. So if we do that, now that should kind of work. Now what I can do is I can actually check whether we can make it here. Oh, quite comfortably. How come? Oh, yeah. 335 is that one, and this one should be easy. That should be even shorter. Excellent. So now that's awesome. We can bring lots of workers from over here to come and work this spot. That's all good. That's all good. I'm gonna pay for the rail as well. So let's just get that rail going. Look at that, guys. Oh, and of course we've got this awesome bridge over here. That is our new facility that is going to sort out some of our the big demands that we have. But I love this new industrial facility over here. I think we can do an extra facility for these guys. So let's get an extra one in place here. And then that's kind of going to be the end of this episode. So modded construction office. Construction office, probably the big one. It's what we're already using in this location. I wouldn't mind. We could potentially squeeze it in here to maximize the space that we're using. Yeah, that looks pretty good. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that so that we've got these construction offices doing their thing. So I'll set that one up in between episodes, just so that we've got multiple construction offices working on this area. And as we're going to expand in this area now, that's be pretty good. So now we've got the opportunity to sort this out. Let's quickly do the signaling. Just make sure that all of our signaling is in fact all sorted. So we'll do something like this, really. That way and this way. There we go. So that will all go through there and check out that they can get out. I would like, that's okay. Let's bring this one a little closer so we maximize or reduce the length of waiting time. And actually that one should be a little closer over there. This one should go in there a little closer and we'll get rid of that. There we go. That's going to reduce the distances that they need to wait. This one's going to run through over that way. Now, this side over here, we would like ourselves to have, I think, exit out through there. Exit out through there, exit out through there, and exit out through there. That's okay. So that's pretty good. This side is a little bit more complex. We'll sort that out in just a minute. That guy's going to queue over here, so we would like a chain as far forward as possible. We should probably do an extra one right in here. Okay. We'd like a block to close that one out over here. What we'd like is some blocks over here as well. There we go, and ooh, chains. Now, getting chains in here might be quite challenging. No, should work. There we go, chains in there. So that'll work. So that's a little bit of a block there. This block is a pretty big one. That clears. There's room for probably one train in there. That's not bad. That is not bad. So now it can actually come in from any direction. That's good. That's good. That's all sorted over here. We need a little bit more support right in this location. So I probably need... We could actually run this a little forward. I'm gonna move this a little bit more forward. We don't need to wait all the way till it gets all the way there. That's... If we run it up to there, that gives us a little bit more room. Pay for that. We'll get our... Now, unfortunately... that's okay. We'll just get our double chains, our two chains in there. This gives us room for like one vehicle to stop in there, probably maybe more than one, but that's okay. We'll do some signal arrangements in here. Yeah, that should allow for a run through in that location. So now we should be able to get these guys to work their magic. And that's going to be it for this episode, guys. It's been an hour and a little bit. Now we'll actually have a lot of construction work that can go on over here for the next little bit of time. So we'll go ahead and construct all of these ourselves. We should be able to construct them pretty quickly with all of our construction offices, but we'll also get the helicopters to come in over here and do that work. It's already moving quite quickly. If I set up the other one, it should work even quicker. And then we can start filling out a little bit more over here. But this will be point to point to our distribution office or our central distribution facility, so that we can up those goods that's a little low on. And if we maximize that and we need to export, then that's great. We do that. We've also got this facility pretty close to the airport, so we can export from the airport, though I'm not too clear. I've got a couple of planes that will want to do that with, but we'll see. Maybe a little bit of it we'll do that with. Okay, guys, if you've liked this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.